In this video, we convert up a Death Guard Chaos Lord. Hello, this is Craig from bitsbox.co.uk. So this is the latest video in our Conversion Corner segment. Again, we're going with a viewer request. So, the Beachside Bros, really cool name, says, got an idea, mate? How about a converted Death Guard Chaos Lord? Something spicy. Well, I'm not too sure about spicy, whatever the definition of a spicy Chaos Lord might be. But yeah, converted Death Guard Chaos Lord, certainly something I can do, and something I have already done. So in this video, I'm actually going to show off two converted Chaos Lords that I've already made for Nurgle, which is obviously suitable for Death Guard. And again, we are going to convert one up though, at the same time. So you have 3 Chaos Lords for the price of 1 in this video. So I know that's quite a recent request, but don't worry, I will be getting to the other requests that we've had in the past as well. It's just that this one's quite easy to get to because I just have loads of Chaos bits lying around, as I am currently doing a Death Guard army. So anyway, enough from me, let's get straight into it. Okay, so let's start off by looking at 2 of my Nurgle Lords that I've recently converted. We'll start with the guy on this side here. Now, if you've watched our Path to Glory campaign, you may recognise this guy. So he was my Chaos Lord in the Path to Glory campaign. I think I used him as a Lord in Terminator armour. So, I apologise for the squeaky chair as always. So, most of the bits here have been used from the Glotkin set. Now, I know it's an expensive set to convert a Chaos Lord up from, but I just happened to manage to get hold of the is that a Lord who's on him? Or anyway, it's one of the characters who is on him, and I've used his body as the base. I've used the Man Reaper from the Magoth Lord kit. Now, as the Magoth Lord has 3 different variants, it's not too difficult to get hold of some spare pieces from one of the variants on that. So that's what I did. I managed to get hold of the scythe from that. Also from either the Magoth Lord or the Glotkin set, I've got these 2 little symbol things. I can't remember which set they came from out of the 2 now. I've made this guy's such a while ago now. But there's like a little Nurgle symbol thing, and there's like this fly symbol thing. I thought I'd put them on there, just to add a little bit of extra armour to him. His Combi Plasma is just from the Space Marine Librarian miniature, and I've just added the little Nurgle symbol on that. And lastly, his head, I believe, is from the Chaos War Shrine, but you could easily substitute it for one of the Chaos Knight's heads, or one of the guys from the Chaos Chariot example. It's just a sort of knightly looking head, which I thought was quite cool. And that's literally it for him. That is how he was made. You could easily add any other little accessories and such onto him if you so wish, if you're going to make one yourself. But I just kept him quite simple like that, and I think he looks really cool. I'm tempted to actually repaint him in my Death Guard scheme, but we'll see. I quite like him as he is. So next is an alternative Lord of Contagion miniature. So, made a few little changes to this. We've added a scythe, so he's armed with a Man Reaper. This was from, again, probably from the Magoth Lord set. You get a couple in that box, so I think I just got it from that. His head is actually from the old Chaos Forsaken set. If you can get hold of any of these sets on eBay, they are absolutely amazing when it comes to conversion bits. You get loads of really cool heads, some of which are dedicated to certain gods. And I'm actually going to use one in the conversion we build up in this tutorial because it's just really cool. A great set to get hold of if you still can. I was really disappointed when GW stopped making that set. We only have a few other little things. I think this is like a staff top from one of the Zinch kits. I can't remember precisely what that's from. It could be from the Chaos Lord staff maybe. But it's just like a little staff top that I've put on his shoulder pad, which I think looks quite cool. Then I've used a large spike, which you could just get from any set of large spikes. I know things like the High Elf Dragon will have like spikes, or you can even just use a bit of pole or something, a bit of rod. I've just attached the Nurgle symbol from the just regular Chaos Space Marine set, and that is essentially it for this guy. Quite a simple conversion, but he makes an alternative Lord of Contagion, which I will paint up for my army at some point. So they're the two examples already built that I've done to show off. We'll probably do some more like that in other videos. I know some requests we've got, I've actually got stuff already converted for, so we can show them off in future videos as well. But I do still like to build stuff on camera, and that's why you guys are usually here. So let's build a Chaos Lord. So we've got this guy who counts as one Terminator armor. We've got this one who counts as a Lord of Contagion. So I think next up is to make a Power Armor Lord. And yeah, so the Plague Marines are in Power Armor, and they're quite big. You know, they size up well with Primaris Marines. So just using a regular sort of Power Armor Lord just won't really cut it. So I thought, why not use the Noxious Blightbringer as the base? And that's what I've done. I've chopped him up, and this is what I've got so far. We're going to get rid of the Plasma Pistol and give him a different weapon. But essentially what I've done here is I've took off all them silly chain things. I don't like them at all. Chopped off his head, and we haven't given him his backpack or his other arm, although we might use some of that other arm. And yeah, we're going to go from there, and we're going to add some bits to him. So the first thing I'm going to do, nice and easy, is give him a backpack. So we need to begin by just chopping this top bit off here, because that actually attaches to his default backpack. Now, of course, you could give him his default backpack. It's really nice, really large, and would work very well for a Chaos Lord, but I find it's just too similar to the Noxious Blightbringer. There's not a lot you can really do with it. You can chop a few bits off, but I think it'll end up being too similar. So I'm using this backpack. I think we've used it on a conversion video before. I really like it. It's got the Plague Sword hanging from it. It's from the Plague Marine set. I just think it works really well. Looks nice on a character miniature. But you could use any Plague Marine backpack you so wish here. Maybe even some Chaos ones. There's probably ones in Possessed would look quite nice, I think. We might have to file a little bit down. I think that's just going to fit just about. But if you want to be pedantic, and I might be pedantic myself, we're going to file this bit down, and then I'm going to glue it on, and we'll be back. So while that's drying, we can work on one of his weapons. So I really love the look of this axe, Bubonic Axe, I think they're called. But I don't want it in this hand. I want it in the other hand. So I thought, why not just use the Noxious Blightbringer arm and just chop off the bell, and then we can replace it with the axe. I think that'll look pretty cool. So just going to chop off the end. I'm going to leave this spike bit on. I think that'll just give us a little bit more to join on to. I'll just file it down, and then we'll just cut the axe off at the head, and we'll glue that on. And of course, doing this way as well also means you haven't got to root around for another shoulder pad or anything like that. We can just use this one, what's on the arm. And why it doesn't change it too much from the original model, I think once we've got the axe on, and that should still be okay. So I'll go on like that. It does look a little bit short, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe you'd want to cut your axe a bit further down, and maybe I should have as well. But let's get it glued on, and let's have a look. Okay, so I've got it glued on, and I'll get it in shot. Now, it was too short, so if you want to do a conversion like this, maybe make your axe taller. But one way that I've got around this is I've cut off the little spike at the bottom here, and I've just extended it out with a much larger spike. So it looks like you're just holding the axe further up. So it doesn't look as silly as just having a really short-handled axe. So that's one way that you can combat this problem if you ever do a similar mistake yourself. but hopefully you won't, because you've seen me do it now. So, but yeah, that's one way of doing that if you make the same mistake as me. So I think that looks alright. I like miniatures who hold their axes up really high near the head as well. It reminds me of that old Chaos Lord miniature. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to move on to the head and the other weapon. Okay, so I'll give this weapon plenty of time to dry, and we'll attach it to the miniature a bit later on, but first I'm going to sort out his weapon, his range weapon on the other hand. So, we've got a plasma pistol here. You could keep the plasma pistol if you so wish, but I'm thinking, why not go for a combi weapon? So, we need to get rid of this plasma pistol. Now, I'm going to use a combi weapon from the Terminators. So, I've got a spare one here. We have a combi melter. I like combi melters, so I thought, why not? Now, originally I was just going to cut the hand off, but the hand's slightly bigger, and on the other side it's all covered up by armour. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just cut the gun off, and then cut the gun off here, and just replace it, because we've already got a handle, so it shouldn't look too goofy. Hopefully. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off this plasma pistol. Now of course, I'll try and show you the way I like to do this. Start off by cutting off the end. Now, of course, you could do it neater than this if you want to keep a plasma pistol for someone else. I'm not too fussed. It is quite difficult to try and do this neatly. But we're going to have to do it on the combi melter, although we don't have to be too neat on the arm. And then once you've done that, you can sort of just chop this bit down. Always check the other side as well when you're using your clippers, because you don't want to go into something you don't particularly want to cut off on the other side. So do it in stages, cut small amounts off until you're eventually happy with where you want to be, and I'm just going to trim this a little bit and file it down. And here we have the hand. I've filed down a little bit of his armour because this weapon is slightly larger than his plasma pistol. And we've got it here. I've trimmed away the hand, and we're going to glue it on. Now it's angled down slightly, well, I'm not going to be too worried about that. So there we go, we'll let that dry, and all we need to do is put this arm on. Now I'm hoping to have this arm sort of more outstretched. So obviously you need to sort of really think about how you're going to do your poses when you do convert miniatures. So I'm not a fan of having like both arms sort of the same way. So if both of them down like that, I don't really dig that much. But to have one up, one down, especially as with a miniature that's got a walking pose like this, it's worth doing stuff like that with your arms. So yeah, I guess it's a little tip. We can call it a little tip. But yeah, be mindful of that with your arms. And of course, when it comes to the head, you want your head to be looking somewhere where it will sort of add to the pose as well. And we'll look at that in a little while. So I'm going to get this arm glued on here, and then we'll stick on the head. Okay, so we have the arms and the weapons all done now. So next up, we're going to go with the head. So, as mentioned earlier, I'm going to use one from the Forsaken kit. I really like this one. It's got like a half rotted face. Very nurgly. It's quite on the large side, but I think it'll work okay. It's got a rounded bottom, so we need to first snip that down. Now it might have to go on a little bit of an angle. So, try and work this out now. How we're going to do it. So, just off camera here, I'm just chopping it slightly. That's probably not right. So we probably want to go more that way. We've got plenty to work with here. Yeah, I think something like that. It's a weird one, but we can always use some green stuff if we've got gaps, because the rounded bottom just really didn't help here. But it's a cool head, so I'm going to try and just get it in place just off camera and then we'll be back. Okay, so the head's on now. I did have it originally sort of looking up at the axe, but it just made his neck look really big, so I've tilted the head down a bit and sort of made it look like it's more sunk into the armour. So that has required me to cut off a little bit of the bottom and resculpt his chin and neck. But I think that looks okay. Once the green stuff's sort of dry, I can clean it up a little bit. I think that looks quite cool. So there's only one thing left to do on this miniature, and I want to just add like a spike or trophy rack or something onto his backpack. So I can neaten this one up. I do have one to put on there, and I think this is from the vehicle accessories. We've got a Necron spike. There's a skull and a Necron head. I'm going to cut away the square plate from the bottom, so this will fit better on the backpack. And then maybe just round it with the file. Clean up a little bit, it doesn't have to be too neat. Chaos will actually make that just fit a little bit better on top of the backpack. So I quite like having heads on spikes on my Chaos Lords. A little bit old school, but it's something I quite like to do. To file this a little bit more to get flat. There'll be a bit of a bugger to stick on here, and no doubt it'll break off in the future, as they normally tend to do, but we'll get it on there anyway. I'm not really too worried about getting it too straight. And yeah, I'll hold this in place for a little while and then we'll have our finished Chaos Lord. And here we have our finished converted Chaos Lord. So yeah, now looking at the spike, it looks a bit too long for my liking. I'd either trim it down or maybe add some other ones coming out with it. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for now, and in the future I could always play around with him. I do intend on actually painting them up and using them for my Death Guard, and I think he works quite well as a Chaos Lord. He certainly looks different enough now from the Noxious Blightbringer model that we started with. So yeah, I'm quite happy with him. He can be ran as a Lord with a Combi Melter and Power Axe. I'll probably use that as something. They have just regular Power Axes, don't they? So yeah, if you want Power Armor Lord, certainly a good base miniature to work with. Works well with the new larger scale Death Guard miniatures. So yeah, as always, these conversions are obviously just a guide to give you guys ideas. You don't have to follow them by the letter. I'm sure you guys will come up with conversions of your own, which are much better, but I hope they do at least give you some inspiration. And if you have enjoyed this video, of course, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you can certainly feel free to do so. And you can even click that little bell icon to keep up to date with all the latest videos. I'm aiming to get one of these conversion videos out every week, as well as a painting tutorial video at the moment as well. And hopefully in the future we'll have some more bat reps coming on the channel and other little bits and pieces for you guys to look forward to. So, all that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.